There is this assumption that all business owners are simply worried about capital, simply want to be rich, and that they want to be rich off of the labor of others. But there's another story that's actually out there. There are some business owners who activate for change, and they recognize in order to see the world that we want to exist, sometimes they have to make it. And that includes creating organizations, creating communities that can actually do the work. Ever since I can remember, I have always had a burning desire to affect change and to make a difference. I wanted to go beyond the saying and the cliche, be the change that you wish to see in the world. I knew I wanted to actually do something, and sitting around and complaining, whether online or with my friends, just wasn't enough for me. I knew that in order to create the beloved community, I was actually going to have to tap into the power of radical imagination. I saw hardworking people being taken advantage of. I was a hardworking individual. I still am a hardworking individual that sometimes does get taken advantage of. I always had this desire to fight the status quo and fight for something better than what I knew existed. And so I would spend a lot of my time online, reading articles, engaging in heated discussions about the state of the world. People who follow me on Facebook know that that is what I did. It's very easy to become engulfed in anger and frustration, but I realized that when we just dwell in the rage, which is righteous, it doesn't necessarily propel us forward. I've always realized that, honestly, which is why I've always decided that I needed to be strategic as well as angry. And so I made a conscious decision a very long time ago that I was going to channel my frustration, but also channel my passion into something productive, because complaining wasn't enough. And it will never be enough. Is it useful? Yes, because it tells people how to make change, or it tells people what changes to make. I should say, it does not tell people how to make change. So I am an action-oriented person. I decided to take action. I decided that I was going to do the things. And so starting my business, it is and has always been the vehicle for a vision of better than the status quo. I envision a workplace that valued people above all else, a place where individuals could come and really feel like they belong, that individuals would be paid the highest possible wages. I envision a workplace that was actually a community, one that we all could thrive together, and one where psychological safety and equity were at the forefront. It was paramount to everything that we did. And so my business personally is a living manifestation of my dreams. My business is a living manifestation of many people's dreams. I sought to create a beloved community, a space where everybody is valued, respected, heard. It's more than just a company. It was always meant to be more than just a company. And I truly wanted this to be an experiment. Could we create something new out of the system that is inherently flawed? Could we become a catalyst for change? Could we set a new standard? And building this business is not without its challenges. There's moments where self-doubt creeps in all the time. There's so many obstacles that get in the way, but I never lose sight of the mission. I never lose sight of where we could actually go when people unite, and when we unite in our power, and we're not solely leaning on the deficiencies of the system, but we're leaning on the strength of each other. And so I won't lose sight of that vision, and I will continue to draw strength from stories of other people who defy the odds, like myself. And please make no mistake, no form of capitalism is going to save us at all. The injustices and the inequities that we face cannot be solved through individual success stories. I am no different. I'm simply trying to create a community within the space and within as much of my control as possible. And the truth of the matter is, nothing is ever within your control. And I know that while a lot of my time will continue to be spent towards the larger system and the larger injustices, I know that I get to actually impact people's everyday lives right now. I know that there are people who get to walk in the doors and actually feel like they can be themselves. I know that there are people right now who actually feel like they can grow, who actually feel like they can be judged for their talent and their talent alone, who actually feel like they don't have to look to their left or their right and find someone that's making more than them unfairly. I know that I'm able to do that through my business. And so for those who are tapped into ownership, I will tell you too, that it's everyone's duty to continue to fight. It's everyone's duty to continue to fight for reparations. The history of our people continues to show up in this new world, and so don't ever think that carving out the beloved community while this stinky, filthy, already existing community exists, like that will be the end all be all, because it really won't. Our fight has to extend beyond our own success. It has to encompass the eradication of all inequities that prevent our people from attaining safety and livable wages. We have to dismantle the systemic barriers that perpetuate inequality and truly work towards a future where everybody, every individual has an equal opportunity to thrive. And again, we cannot do that in silos. With that said, I would love to hear your story. What made you become a business owner? What has you passionate? There is a misconception that people who start businesses are greedy. They are capitalists. They are doing it for money. But I believe there's another narrative out there for many of us. I believe that there are change makers out there who truly want to do more than just say what the things are, who want to create a new world. So if you're like me, or if you have a story to tell, I would love to hear why you decided to start your business.